I've often heard theists reversing the burden of proof. So if I say to a theist, let me say Christian, you can't prove to me that your God exists, can you? They'll say, well, no, but you can't prove that he doesn't exist. This reversal of the burden of proof, this sort of corruption of sound epistemology is actually quite common. And what it means, of course, is that effectively, and they don't really think about this, that you've got to accept all claims which have not been falsified. You would then have to accept as true based on that obviously flawed epistemology, which gets us into a situation for a believer where you're having to accept contradictory claims, because obviously Christianity and Islam can't both be true. So we've got a Muslim calling in on the line here. It's a Malik from Saudi Arabia. This went out on the 21st of January 2024. He's a Muslim and he's making a case for Islam, and he's pointed out how the Quran has got lots of truths in it, and therefore the whole thing is true. Jimmy's done something quite clever. He's written down some statements which are true, and then he's written down some statements which are false to make a point. So let's go with it and see how this plays out.
Believe until proven false. So, Malik, do you now believe that purple fairies, which make Skittles and are undetectable, exist?
Yes, Jimmy, but it's not this way. The instruction in Quran talk about
Malik,
things, about
hang on,
about
hang
people,
on.
how to deal things. I do.
Did you just say yes or no?
Yes, but
you do believe
yes,
in the purple
yes,
fairies now?
Until proven the opposite.
That's insane. No, you don't. I'm sorry. I don't even know.
Yeah, but at least he's consistent. He realizes he's got an epistemology and it has got to be applied to all propositions, not just special pleading. I actually admire his honesty for that.
How to engage with this. There is no way that you now believe purple undetectable fairies create Skittles because I wrote 3 to 5 facts. I don't even remember 3 to 5 facts and then wrote that it was true. You're sitting here saying you're trying to be logical. You're trying to be reasonable, that you would observe a claim and apply logic to figure out if a claim is true. And then you have just now.
By the way, Jimmy wrote down there as a fact, the sky is blue. Don't really think that is actually a fact. He probably would have been better off writing, for example, a horse is a 4-legged animal. Which is a fact, but the sky is blue. I think I'm actually sitting here at night and the sky is not blue. The sky is actually black by the looks of it, or dark gray.
Now committed the fallacy of saying, if it hasn't been disproven, then I will accept that it is true, as though it has been proven. And skepticism.
Yeah, sorry, the point about that, because I know lots of you are going to leave comments, is that the sky is not always blue. Sometimes it's blue, and at other times it's other colors.
My friend, is the opposite. You do not accept something until there is a reason, until that belief is warranted, and you try to filter out as many untrue things as you can. It's both at the same time.
Okay, what are you saying is that a normal person will not believe a thing until he say that he see the evidence.
No, I don't.
Right?
I don't say that. A normal person absolutely will believe things unwarranted.
I mean, the skeptic one, he would say, I wouldn't believe anything until I see the evidence.
A person who is a skeptic would withhold belief until that belief is warranted.
Why are you coming back with this, Malik? He's only talking about what you've said Malik. He was only talking about what you've said you would believe. It doesn't make any difference what somebody else would believe. The issue is whether or not beliefs are rationally justified. If you're saying that you would believe anything that hasn't been disproven, then you no longer care about rational justification.
In physical world, I will not believe anything until I see the evidence. But in something behind the physical world, if there is no evidence, if I don't know about something, that doesn't mean it does not exist.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm afraid the volume, his microphone is turned down very low. You can't hear it, but I just picked that up. So he's saying that in the material world, in the physical world, of course, he requires evidence, but if it's a proposition which is beyond the material world where we can't investigate, then, in other words, probably unfalsifiable, say, supernatural claims. In those cases, he's going to accept all claims until they're disproven, which is still absurd.
Correct, but it doesn't mean that it does. So until you can tell the difference, you can't believe that it does.
Exactly. That's why.
Not exactly. That's the opposite of
you
what
don't
you
get
said.
To say exactly. Okay.
At
well,
the beginning, I said it's
congratulations.
We've seen this before on The Line and the Atheist Experience. When a theist point is ruined, or even an atheist point is completely debunked, there'll be a pause and a silence, and then they'll say exactly, and then just go on.
For someone to not believe.
Congratulations on your new atheist position, then.
Yeah, Malik, I think genuinely, argument from incredulity, you've got to learn and internalize that. And at this point, we're 25 minutes in, and we keep just looping back to the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, so with the argument from incredulity, earlier on, Malik was articulating the fact that he didn't see how all this could manifest, life and everything, and the planets, the universe, unless there was a creator behind it. He didn't. It's an argument from incredulity.
Okay.
Perhaps, hang on.
Waste your time.
I don't think you're a waste of time. I hope you keep engaging, but I think that there are specific things here that are missing that need to happen before we engage again. So I don't want you to feel like I'm just trying to brush you off. I also want to encourage you to go back and watch your own call again and see what statements you agreed with and disagreed with, and see if you can figure out which ones were mistakes, again, because of language barrier, and then which ones you can justify or defend in the future. Because you actually told me you now believe in purple fairies that create Skittles. Not that you don't know if they exist. You said you now believe in them.
Those purple fairies want you to pray to them, and they want you to send me $5,000.
Yeah.
If it's a physical world, I cannot believe, but I cannot deny.
Okay, hang on. I'll add this to the list. It's not physical. They killed Allah. Allah is now dead. And upon what you said, based on what you said.
Allah is the God. He must be alive.
No, he got killed. He got killed by these fairies. He was murdered by them. And you can't disprove that they didn't. And you said you will accept the belief until it is disproven. These purple fairies have Allah killing powers. You now, if you are consistent, believe Allah is dead.
Like, unless killing the God must be exist all the time.
No, not anymore. The purple fairies killed it.
Are you saying that God could God stop existing if he wanted to?
This is
well, Malik's got a bit of a point there, because by the definition of a god is not killable. Gods are supposed to be eternal; they can't be destroyed. So I can certainly see his point there. But Matt's just raised an interesting point. If God is all powerful, God must have the power to stop existing. So yeah.
Not a question that I can answer. He can.
Why can't you answer it? If you can't answer it, then the only thing that matters is it's in Jimmy's list. And as long as Jimmy's list says God can stop existing if he wants to, and God stopped existing when the fairies asked him to, and that's why we describe it as the fairies killed God, then.
Yeah, I think that Malik probably had a correct response there when he said that God has got to God is eternal. God can't be dead, and obviously the purple fairies would not be able to kill God. So his response there is probably correct, and Matt is now trying to rehabilitate what Jimmy actually wrote. So Jimmy not only got wrong the fact put down that the sky is blue, because of course the sky can be lots of different colors, but he also misformulated that point. I don't blame him for that because he's doing it off the cuff. Unlike me, I've got time to watch these videos and form my response, and I still don't do a brilliant job. I make mistakes. But Matt has rehabilitated Jimmy's experiment there, but he's on the right lines. So yeah, let's keep going with it.
Then Allah ceased to exist voluntarily at the request of fairies. It's all there in Jimmy's book. You have to believe it until you can prove it false, right?
Maybe that's what I said, but really it's not what I meant.
But as a religious person, you're not going to stick to it.
For example,
Malik, go. No.
So that means you're not going to be honest.
Just
Malik, I'll let you do the one more thing if it's a wrap up, but we're moving on. Go back and watch the call again. If you want to say a final thought, we're not going to respond to it, but you can give a final thought.
Okay, I will try later.
Thank you.
I will come back later. Thank you.
Argument from incredulity. We'll see about it.
Next time, if you come in and you say things that you don't mean, I'm going to call you a liar.
I've muted. I can unmute.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's just, let it go. If we spend 28 minutes in a phone call trying to get to some understanding through a language barrier and through just general confusion about this stuff, and then we get you to acknowledge a point, and then you find out that point undermines everything you were going to say and therefore makes what you said unreasonable. If you come back with well, that may be what I said, but that's not what I meant. Okay. I don't believe you. I think maybe you should take some more time to think before you talk next time.
Yeah.
Well, of course I watched the whole call. I think Malik was actually very articulate. I don't really believe there was a big problem with translation and linguistical issues. I think that maybe when he said that's what I said, but that's not what I meant. Maybe he meant that I misspoke. I don't know, but I did listen to the whole call. He said quite a lot that a lot of Muslims say, like there are no mistakes in the Quran, which Jimmy and Matt both debunked. There are mistakes in the Quran, and they cited some of them. So yeah, we came to this reversal of the burden of proof, something that we've seen time and time again, and we probably see it more with theists who are not really used to apologetics, because let's face it, anybody who knows anything about Christian or Muslim Islamic apologetics would never really use this. If you can't prove that if you can't prove that God doesn't exist, I'm gonna go on believing. I'm gonna keep believing until you can disprove me. No serious apologist would actually appeal to that flawed epistemology. Okay, that's about it. I'm sorry about the sound quality. Malik, for some reason, was not coming through too well. Hope that you could decipher most of it, and that maybe my commentary helped a bit. Thank you very much. Bye for now.